Alright guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So I test drove the LG K20 for an entire weekend. And to my surprise, it actually did pretty good. I was really impressed. Now I do review a lot of high-end smartphones like Notes and iPhones and things like that. But in reality, there's more people buying these phones than those phones probably that we just don't know about. And if this isn't the majority, then there's definitely a lot of people out there who have purchased phones that are free or under $200. And this is a phone that actually kind of surprised me. So this has a 5.3-inch 720p display, a 13 megapixel rear camera, 2 gigs of RAM, and a Snapdragon 425 with a 2,700 milliamp hour battery. So aside from that, let's just talk about how this phone did for me over the weekend. So this has 32 gigs onboard storage. This is the Metro PCS version. I'm using it on T-Mobile because it's unlocked. But this is 32 gigs onboard storage is kind of like the baseline now for the tech community. We don't want to see anything lower than that. This replaced the 16 gigs, so stop doing 16 gigs companies. 32 gigs on this phone it does well. So performance wise though, I haven't had any issues with it. It performed well over the weekend. It impressed me in some areas though. It impressed me with the camera. And let me see if I can get to that gallery shot where I took the front. I took a front photo at night. Here it is. I was getting some gas, and I was like, wow, this looks pretty good. And I'll pop this up on the screen more likely because it's not gonna do too good like this. But I was at the gas station in low light, and I was like, whoa, this camera did pretty good in low light. To my surprise, I was kind of shocked. So the cameras, while not that impressive with the front camera, in lower light, it actually did pretty good. And so I ended up taking a lot of photos at night, and the camera held up pretty well, actually. The rear camera, again, the right lighting, you can get some good shots. So with that being said, I can see why a person, that who's doesn't want to spend thousands of dollars on a phone, not even 400, will grab this phone because the cameras are decent. When you give them a chance, it's good. This phone has simple things like that, double tap to wake, and the battery, like I said, is 2,700, but it's removable. You see what I'm saying? It's a removable battery. A lot of the higher end phones that cost more don't have that. And so again, you got a rear mounted fingerprint reader. There's a lot about this phone here that's actually really good. I took my SIM card out and put it back into my other phone, but you've got a textured back, which is rare on phones today. So I don't even use a case with this. You've got the LED flash, the fingerprint reader, just the logo back there. The bottom farm speaker is kind of lame, but the camera is good. You've got a headphone jack. You've got the 2.0 Bluetooth, charging sync, and then you've got your volume rockers over here. This doubles as a power button too. The overall design of this phone is actually really good. It's really decent. You don't have to wear a case. It's light. It's thin. I mean, there's kind of a lot to like about this. It runs Android 7.0. It's good. It's good. And I think it's good because I got that 32 gigs onboard storage, and that's pretty impressive. 7.9 millimeters in thickness. I mean, this is good. This is a really nice phone. I like the design of this phone, how they have it made too. It's got like this unique color with the rose gold. It's really sweet. But performance-wise, it performs like a phone that has a Snapdragon 425. It's not a sluggish phone. It just takes a little while sometimes to open an app or to open something. That's all it is, because it only has 2 gigs of RAM and less than a gig is available at all times. So with that being said, you can't expect like this super duper performance from this thing and thinking, okay, so I didn't spend $1,000, but I want to perform like a phone that for $1,000. Not going to happen. In some cases it can happen, but not with this phone. That 2 gigs of RAM is just not enough to push certain phones. It can work with this phone, but you're not going to get the speedy responses that some other phones have. They have twice as much RAM. That's all I'm trying to say. But another area where this phone impressed me at is battery. I pulled down an entire weekend. I shouldn't say an entire weekend. It was 2 days is what I got out of this phone on one charge. and I was able to grab just over 6 hours of screen on time. I think it was a little over. Yeah, I think it was a little over 6 hours screen on time. It might have been like a little under. Let me see if I got a screenshot of the actual battery. I might have. Nope, I didn't grab a screenshot. It's kind of rare that I didn't grab a screenshot. Wow, I can't believe I didn't do that. But trust me when I tell you, battery life on this thing is actually pretty decent. 2 days on a single charge. I was hoping to get 3. I just couldn't make it, man. I was really powering it home. I was hitting it hard, and it just couldn't last 3 days. So it conked out right at about 49 hours. I'm not gonna call that 3 days. I think it conked out at about 49 hours or 50 hours. I'm not sure. That's actually really good for a phone, though. That's pretty good. Now, I have this nice wallpaper on here, and this isn't a bad wallpaper, man. Excuse me, screen. It's a 720p display, but it's actually pretty decent, folks. It's actually pretty decent, and I don't have any complaints about it. And I have the brightness turned down, so let's turn the brightness up. That's normally the weaker point of these phones. These LG phones, they don't have the best screens. And this one is no exception. I mean, consider it. I mean, you either got this free on Metro like I did, or you paid $200 for it, or whatever you paid for, 50, 75, I don't know. But nonetheless, it's a great phone. So I want to give you a quick review on it. I've had it for probably 2-3 months now, and I do use it on and off. I just had never used it for more than 7 days straight, I believe. So I decided to go ahead and give me a full weekend with nothing but this phone. Was it hard? No, not at all. I didn't miss any of these phones up here. It just was a little different. I enjoyed the size of the phone, that's for sure. That was a plus. Having a smaller phone, but was still kind of a big screen. That was good. Phone calls were good over T-Mobile network and Cricket network. It's a good experience. So if you are in the market for a device, definitely consider if you don't want to spend. Another simple thing is this has 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. A lot of phones don't even have that. They don't have 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, so it's good, man. I'm excited about it. So it's your man Jay Will. Kind of a quick full review for the LG Stylo. LG Stylo. Oh God, I was doing great, wasn't I? LG K20, and they're so similar. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, the K20 Plus. The T-Mobile Metro version variant, and it's a solid device. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.